Hello guys. Welcome to my channel, Jura Tempest Federation. In our previous episode we have witnessed the introduction of first 5 participants of the martial tournament. If you have not watched the previous episode, I will put link in description below. The quick warning, this video contains spoilers from light novel. But before we proceeding further, please like, subscribe to my channel and hit notification bell for further update. Now without further delay, let's proceed further. There were 3 more contestants, meaning there was 1 more winner from yesterday's elimination rounds. Next on the line, give it up for the mysterious masked man who put on a show yesterday. Is the mysterious lion masked contestant a seeker of justice or the devil's henchman? And what sort of battle will he give us today? I turned to the lion masked man and, pew, my juice went everywhere. That's Tensei. That's. Indeed. Your guess is as good as mine. That's definitely him. While neither of us said his name, Tensei seemed to be convinced about the identity of this lion mask. Oi oi oi, wasn't it Diablo who said, "These guys aren't enough for a show"? What's wrong with that guy's judgment? Wait, that's not the issue. That idiot has no concept of humility to begin with. Let's put this deal aside for now. I saw a familiar looking trio in the crowd cheering for the lion mask. All 3 seemed to be cheering reluctantly, with tears in their eyes. One of them, a slim, gentle looking man with an earring. One of them, a muscular, fit man with a nose ring. One of them, an obese, short man with a mouth ring. All 3 had bizarre and colorful hair above their heads. These folks were, no doubt, Daggerul's sons. The clothes they wore had "We are Xian's bodyguards. I love Xian" and stuff like that written on them. They were definitely the 3 brothers, alright. They had been very close to Xian after the incident where she beat them up. Perhaps the event had awakened the masochists within them, but ultimately, that was none of my business. I didn't want to get into that stuff. Well, I wanted to ask if they were okay. I also knew that Xian was usually seen as very attractive and sensible beauty. But that was a misjudgment, a mistake I had also made at the beginning. But since I'm no fan of trouble, I decided to let them keep thinking that way. Sooner or later, they would discover the reality and in turn disillusion them from that notion. But that was their choice. By the way, Tensei, why are those 3 cheering for Lion Mask? Because during yesterday's match, he defeated the 3 of them. You don't say. Despite how the trio presented themselves, their magical content still almost rivaled some of the older demon lords. Xian had easily taken them down because of their poor fighting techniques, but they definitely weren't weaklings. They were probably stronger than the evolved Gozer and Nezer. To fight the trio in triumph, it seemed that the true identity of Lion Mask was sealed at this point. How useless. Those idiots really need more exercise. Xian was pissed though. I felt a bit sorry for them. It was a bad matchup. Those 3 had always been pretty outrageous, but to fight an ex-demon lord who worshipped martial prowess, it was like pitching a fight between an adult and a child. There was no easy victory in that. Moreover, all 3 of them happened to be grouped in the same division with such a monster alongside them. They were really down on luck. Had they been assigned to a different division to compete in, they might have had a chance to win. But anyway, since Xian was so pissed, to the point of wanting to retrain them, I looked forward to their future performance. Next, someone left an anonymous message. Please do your best in my stead. You should know the drill, absolutely do not reveal your true identity. Best of luck in your conquest. That's the message. What does that mean? I've got no clue, but it's probably to encourage our contestant, Lion Mask. No, she knew well enough. Saka was making fun of him. In other words, she must have been in contact with Milim at some point. Milim had been working hard to make some final adjustments to the labyrinth, or so she said. But it was better than her coming to meddle with things, so I took her by her word. I didn't expect her to interfere in the match in this way. For that matter, I didn't invite Vildor either. At that moment, he was probably happily building the labyrinth with Milim and Ramers, with all his mind focused on it. We would be in trouble if he came and destroyed the tournament out of excitement, this being just one of the reasons why I didn't invite him. While I didn't expect Milim to send someone in her place, Vildor didn't have any subordinates, so I wouldn't have to worry about him sending someone to join. But the question now is, who was going to come out on top? The difference in strength was a bit too overwhelming. I figured there was no way the powerful Lion Mask would be backed into a corner by others, so I suppose the only person capable of rivaling him would be Geld. I hoped Geld would win, but I may be pushing my luck. But ultimately, even if Lion Mask won, it was fine. I was actually more afraid of them beating each other too badly. Moreover, I was curious about what would happen if Masayuki encountered him. If he wanted to win, then surely, he would fight seriously. Anyhow, best of luck to him. The 6 contestants have been introduced. And now for the special contestants. Our next contestants are the real authentic powerhouses. The proud lieutenants of the Tempest Federation. They have come to join in the tournament. Their power is that of 1,000 men, and if you win against them, you can become one of Rimuru-sama's 4 heavenly kings. The rumors had already spread far and wide. There was no use trying to amend the matter. But still, hearing someone shouting out the title 4 heavenly kings made me cringe. Or at least I thought so. Shion seemed to be very proud of it. The monsters watching the match also gave Datta and Geld a look of admiration. It seemed that people thought that the role of the 4 heavenly kings was much more valuable than it really was, much more than I had expected. Our first contestant, Kabuto. Many look up to this elite soldier with a cruel appearance. This is the young prodigy that has achieved the position of centurion. What sort of fight will he give you? Cruel? How? Are you sure you understand what that word means? I could almost feel Datta shouting internally, stop that. His eyes looked lifeless. But that was no wonder. No matter how it was framed, Lion Mask next to Datta looked way stronger than him. If they ended up matched against each other, even if Lion Mask were to cut Datta some slack, he may still end up worse than just beaten up. Sorry, Datta. I didn't expect things to end up this way. If you had to blame someone, blame Milim who sent out her subordinate just for fun. But perhaps Datta might actually show some of his true strength if pushed hard enough. He may even awaken some extraordinary, unforeseen power. I looked forward to it. Datta's battle was only just starting now. Moving on, the last contestant was Geld. With the appetizer out of the way, we still have to introduce the ace in this tournament. He is the savior of the high orcs, Geld Sama with his indestructible body. He is also the guardian deity of the Tempest Federation. Whoa, Sauka. She seriously just called the other contestants appetizer. She even changed her tone to give a serious introduction. Geld was indeed one of the veteran lieutenants, but that being said, Datta was also a veteran. Though I suppose that was a clear difference in levels. If Datta actually won, Sauka may change her view on him. Alright, now then, all 8 contestants have gathered. Who among them will emerge victorious? The moment of truth is coming. Oh yeah, after the contestants' introductions, I needed to give a speech in front of the 8 of them. I almost forgot about it entirely. But it'd be awkward if I panicked right beforehand. Igrit had left to go attend to the guests and I had Benimaru act as his bodyguard. I ordered Sao to oversee the situation and stood up. I walked towards the stage. While pretending to be carefree, I used spatial domination to open a portal between the VIP booth and the tournament stage. With Shion by my side, I entered the arena with the audience cheering loudly. Woo! Citizens of our nation and tourists from neighboring kingdoms alike seemed to be very excited to see me. I acknowledged them back. I couldn't help but feel a bit shy, but I was trying my best to maintain the arrogant attitude that a demon lord was supposed to hold. I gazed towards the contestants as I took the microphone from Sauka's hand. Well then, everyone. If you emerge victorious from today's tournament, and in tomorrow's final, I shall grant the victor the special honor of citizenship to our nation. Was that okay? Anyhow, I spoke slowly while acting like a superior. Then I proceeded to address the contestants individually. Chosen hero Masayuki. If you win, I shall permit you to challenge me. That was a promise. Although, hearing so, Masayuki didn't look happy at all. Instead, it looked like the discerned face of what good is that. My guess was right, he didn't want to fight me personally. I was really struggling to find a reason to dislike the guy. Next, I turned my eyes to the next contestant. I recalled that he was Crazed Wolf Jinrai, Masayuki's companion. You must be Crazed Wolf Jinrai. What is your wish? As I asked, Sauka handed the microphone to Jinrai. Oh, I didn't expect you to speak to me. I have only one wish. To aid Masayuki-san. Sorry, I ain't gonna be champion, but Masayuki-san will beat you for me. Ah, I see. It seemed that, if Jinrai got matched up with Masayuki, he would just give up without a fight. Then there was no way for him to become the champion. I see. In light of your noble cause, regardless of the result, I shall order my people to prepare new gear for you. Consider this my respect towards a brave warrior. Do take it generously. It's a rare occasion, so I might as well give him something. Thanks to Masayuki's team's participation, we managed to gather a much larger audience. On one hand, I was thanking him, but more importantly, I wanted to give everyone a good impression by showing my kind and compassionate nature. That was the only reason. Since you are giving it for free, I'll take it. But don't think you can bribe me with that. Jinrai said rather contemptuously, before handing the microphone back to Sauka. This guy's got some backbone, but he also seemed okay to accept my hospitality. Otherwise he wouldn't have accepted the gift. He probably considered it a participation prize. Alright, next one. As I finished talking with Jinrai, I turned towards Kai, the splendacious sword fighter. The next moment. Oi, Demon Lord. I'm even stronger than that chosen hero. Wouldn't you fight me as well when I win? Eh? How was I supposed to respond to that kind of question? I wasn't great at improvising. I had no idea what to say in response. Instead, someone else spoke for me. It was Diablo. How dare you offend Rimuru-sama? Since you have the nerve to ask, I shall be the one to waltz with you if you win. If you are able to win against me, I shall relay your request to Rimuru-sama for you. As the referee, Diablo stood by the side of the stage with a smirk as he responded in my place. I've been saved. Since I preferred to stay out of trouble, having Diablo fight him for me was much more convenient. I took the nick, the chosen hero, and I made an arrangement prior to this, but if anyone wishes to fight me, then they must first defeat the 4 heavenly kings to prove this ability. Only then shall I permit you to challenge me. 4 heavenly kings sure was convenient, I could use this. I've learned a new trick. Sokka finally passed the mic back to Kai. Nice dodge just now. Fine then, I don't care, if it's the chosen hero, or that demon or some demon lord, none of them can rival me. What the heck, what's this guy's deal with his self-righteous, arrogant attitude? Please, try again after you win. It was best to finish the conversation before Diablo lost his temper. Kai, the splendacious sword fighter, if you are victorious then I shall be gracious enough to grant you permission to challenge me. Will that work? How troublesome, next one already, next. This kind of people wouldn't win anyway, so I might as well just accept the challenge casually. Ha, don't you forget about that. While ignoring Kai who just said this to play cool, I turned my eyes to Gozer and Mezer. Upon receiving my attention, Gozer and Mezer knelt. I'm looking forward to your performance. Even if you can't win the contest, you should have the awareness, as a labyrinth boss, to not lose too badly. That was enough, right? Well, the message was mixed with a hint of a threat. I didn't want my labyrinth bosses to flee for their lives in front of so many people. It wouldn't matter if they lost, though I hope they would be able to show their martial prowess before exiting. Understood? I shall gamble my name of Gozer to fight with all my heart and soul for the sake of Rimuru-sama. To not taint your glory, I, Mezer, promise to fight with passion as a member of this nation. Nice, nice. Although they both seemed a bit too serious, they appeared to have made their resolve to battle. Even if both of them lost in the end, we would still carry out, as previously promised, to have them take turns in guarding the 50th floor of the labyrinth. I personally felt that neither would make it to the final, but all I needed was for them to fight hard and not embarrass our nation. Next, moving on to the troublemaker. The alien mask. If anything, please restrain yourself. Oi, is that all you gotta say to me? That's not the issue. Just be sure to keep that promise. I had nothing more to say to this guy. Anything else, like telling him to quit or encouraging him, would just sound weird. I might cheer him on, depending on the opponent he was matched against, but if someone like Datta was matched up with him, well, it would be tragic. It would be best if he got to fight Masayuki, but there was no way things would go that smoothly. While I wanted to cheat and assign an opponent to him, I gave up that thought eventually. If we got exposed somehow, we would lose credibility for the foreseeable future. That would be an even bigger loss, so, for now, we would play fair and leave the results up to the draw. And that was that. Moving on. Datta-kun. Good job fighting your way up here. Ha, but I'm the special contestant. I believe you'll win in the end. Ignoring Datta's words, I encouraged him. Now Datta couldn't back down anymore. Surely, he'd try his best to win. Alright, next was Geld. Geld, you are strong. Show off your strength in the tournament as much as you want. Yes, sir. I had high expectations for Geld, and I wanted him to be at his best. How come we are treated so differently? I ignored Datta's complaint again and concluded my words to Geld. The usually quiet Geld wouldn't say much more anyway. His actions would speak louder instead. Having introduced all of the contestants, it was time to decide the matchups. Since these were the promotion rounds, we would have 6 matches straight in one day. Tomorrow we'd go straight to the final, so we aimed to get to the semi-finals before the end of the day. Since there was no award for 3rd place, there would only be 1 match tomorrow. It was time for the draw. That's it for today, guys. See you in next one. For more updates, please like, share and subscribe. And do not forget to push notification bell.